Hello and welcome to Hyper Unboxing. And last night I watched Avatar Fire and Ash on its opening day, and gotta say, it was very immersive experience. Seeing it in its intended 3D format was breathtaking, but there are a couple of things I would like to talk about, both positive and negative. And this will be a very different video because I'm gonna do this review a little bit more differently. One that is described by my subscribe channel Roaming Trend, which he posted before 1 day before this movie, and that is the three pillars of reviews. You can click on the link in the description below or click on the video that's showing on the top right. So, if you've seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. So, this is my review for Avatar Fire and Ash 2025. Let's go. We'll divide this into three categories: intention, context, and execution. So, here's how each is gonna work. Intention is the filmmaker's intent, the atmospheric choices, not the feel of the movie, but but what did he attend from the performance, the shot choices, the sound design, cinematography, and yeah, all that stuff from directing. Context is the characters and the world they inhabit. Does everything line up consistently and logically or not? And it's not just that, but also how information is being delivered. Like, does it make any sense in the context of the story? And execution is, well, execution. Like filmmakers attend of a immersive world or executed with the tools they have at their disposal. It's pretty understandable if you watch that video. But without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have intention. What did the filmmaker intended in the film? So, uh, the director is James Cameron, the master of 3D technology, and his intent on this film was to create an immersive world on the large 3D screens. And does it really shine through here? Yes, it does. Without telling me, he uses wide shots to help emphasize the scale of the location. Show sometimes the Navis with their tokens, the whales, to show how big they are. There are these shots which you can see here, which everyone calls them the dusty shots, and they look very good. The cinematography is well done. Even the shot lengths usually lasts like 3 to 5 seconds. I didn't count, but you can count it for yourself. And the performance is very believable. It's not like an Oscar-worthy performance, but it is believable enough. The production design is beyond anything. The texture of the weaponry, like even the smallest things like the spears and the bows to the large buildings, are well crafted. The only film I could think of is Dune Part 2 from last year, but no blockbusters like this one is able to have amazing production design. There's more, but this is kind of like analyzing a brick in a broken building, just like Roaming Trent said. But how does this help with the intended experience of the film? Well, that is done by using 3D. Yeah, we'll get into that for the execution part. But when you're immersed, the texture must be there to help get you immersed in the story, and it does its job, and it is very well done. Though I do have to say the script is a little bit weak, just like the previous two, but It's not bad as everyone says. The script is actually a bit of a step up from the previous this one, which is The Way of Water. Avatar 1 had a okay script. Second one had a little bit of a letdown script because it was almost silly, yeah. But this one has a better script than those two. So if I were to rank it, I would say Avatar Fire and Ash would be number one, while Avatar 2 would be number three, and the first one number two. Oh, you know, what I gotta say, James Cameron's intended vision of a immersive world is beautifully achieved. He has completed it. And the colors help amplify this feeling of immersion. Not immersion, I was meant to say expansiveness. It really gives a pretty unique look for the film compared to the first two, which used a regular naturalistic light, but the colored lighting from the waters and everything else creates a unique look. But that's all I could say for intention. So now let's move into context. The story takes place after directly after Avatar 2, after the battle in Way of Water. So far, there are no contradicting elements I can think of. Maybe there are some new things added here that wouldn't make sense as they would have appeared in the first movie, but that's more like a nitpick. And Cameron, as I can see, is making up things as he goes along. So there's no really problem as long as it makes sense. If he's introducing new elements, as long as it makes sense, I can accept it. There's like Quidditch. I hope I didn't get that wrong. Um, stays mostly in character, only changing when the story demands, in a natural progression. And he doesn't portray his original purpose of finding Jake Sully and capturing him. So yeah, no issues there. Though I do think he will need to um though he should be a little more careful with how many more things he adds, because the more he adds, the more it has to make sense. As if he added this, then it should have appeared in the first film. So he has to be careful. But no issues so far. Good context. So now we move to execution. So how does James Cameron capture this world of expansiveness and immersion? By capturing it in 3D with two Sony Venice to create this immersive world with depth. And it's not just the format that's doing the heavy lifting, it's the choices, the atmospheric decisions that help create this immersive world. And it all works. Though I do have to say the script is still weak, even though it's an improvement over the previous two. Still weak. So far, very good movie, 7.5 out of 10. Not imperfect, but it's a very entertaining and immersive movie. If James Cameron wants to improve this, then he should try to get very good screenwriters to create a truly a 10 out of 10 experience. If this film series or story is to be continued, he should start hiring proper screenwriters. It's pretty weak still, so he should probably try to improve it, though I don't think he would do that. And um, noticing how these films makes lots of money, Avatar Fire and Ash will definitely make 1 billion, just like Zootopia 2 last month. So pretty good. That's all for my review. What do you think? Come down in the comments, and you can say what you think about the film. I see many people say this is a mediocre movie, but I do have to disagree. And obviously, I was talking about this review without thinking about those was external audience, public reception, but I have seen enough to see why. But that's all. Goodbye and see you later.